You're.
I was
You're
muted. I was muted.
You were muted?
But they could hear you. Welcome to the first edition of the Vish and Chillin show.
When you had Vish and Chillin, I think the chat and your stream was ready for how unprepared we would be.
I mean, I hope so. Because it was very... But, you know what? I blame this all on Vish, because I told Vish to end his stream early.
Whoa.
So that we would have time to prepare this off stream. But I had to do it on stream. Rick, thank you for the resub. So I don't actually have alerts up on this stream. We can hear them, but as far as alerts, thank you guys for all the support, and I will individually thank you guys after the episode. But yeah, so this is the Vish and Chillin show. As you guys can already see, it's very much in development stages. But we wanted to sort of do this pilot episode, figure out the, you know, the difficulties, what works well, what we need to improve on. And clearly, production is something we need to improve on. So it's good to know.
Honestly, I think we're already beating Commentator's Curse in terms of how good this layout looks, alright?
Easily. Shout out to my boy Joshua Ornelas, the legend, making this sick-ass layout. Hopefully you guys like this. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. And yeah, so the gist of it is that Vish and I are just going to discuss, you know, major Melee topics, stuff that is very talked about in the scene right now, and that we have very good input about. And we will do that hopefully on a weekly basis, maybe bi-weekly. We haven't quite figured that out yet. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Depending on how well this particular episode is received, depending on how many subs Chillin gets, we may make this weekly or bi-weekly.
If I get 30 subs during this episode, then maybe weekly. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not saying that's a specific sub goal, but maybe it is. Maybe it is.
First topic that I want to talk about, Chillin.
What's that?
Which sounds better, chat? Vish and Chillin or Chillin and Vish?
Ooh, that's actually a great question.
Because Chillin just decided on his own.
I decided
to call it the Vish and Chillin show.
I wasn't going to sit here and try to rely on Vish for anything. So oh, shit! Oh my god, a bunch of resubs already. Thank you, Raz. And QQ just gifted 5 subs at once. Alright, that's off to a great start. Dunk got a sub. Let's go, Dunk.
Dunk?
But yeah.
Let's go, Dunk.
Chillin with Vish. I don't really want to bite the Chillin with Chew name is the thing. That's the only reason I was kind of against Chillin with Vish. You know? That's...
Yeah.
Right? So, we need something... I was also thinking, like, villain show. I don't know. What do you think, Vish?
Dude, so someone in my chat came in and I was showing the logo Vish and Chillin. They were like, Link. He said, Vish and Chillin sounds like it's a show just by myself and I'm just chillin'.
That would be Vish and Chill. Vish and Chill.
Vish and Chill.
Especially if you're trying to get laid. Just saying. So. LL Cool Jan, thank you very much for the resub. My bad, go ahead.
You're getting hella subs, dude.
It's going crazy. Sophisticated name. Welcome to the Chilluminati. Alright, I mean, at this rate, we're doing this shit weekly. At this rate.
So, once a week it is.
Exclamation point Vish. Follow Vish because Vish is getting a lot of these too. We're not going to do it just on my channel. Show Vish some love. Follow his stream. He already has the best stream in his house.
Why, thank you.
Easily.
Why, thank you.
Easily.
My guy. Well, shoot.
In with the V. Ooh, there's an idea.
In with the B? In with the B?
No.
In with the V.
The V as in Victor. As in Vish.
As in Vish. Fishin' with Chillin' and Vish? These are tough.
If we go fishing, then that's easily the name.
My V? My V is not bad.
My V is actually incredible. Holy shit. Okay. That might be the thing. MacGruber DA, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the Chilluminati. Vicious stream quality is honestly higher than Hugs. I mean, you're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. Does Hugs have Pokemon plushies behind him?
Does he? Does he? We both do. So clearly we're killing it.
Oh! You got Squirtle?
Squirtle's always hanging out back here.
Squirtle's dope.
Squirtle's sick. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in, and we're again just gonna kind of talk about stuff that's going on in Melee and, you know, important subjects in the community, which we can start off with the results of this super major that just occurred. In case you've been living under a rock, the Big House 8 just took place, and that is what we're going to talk about right now. So HBox with that first place, taking home the crown, and then of course Plup second, Mango third, Zain fourth. So Vish, what's your main take on the Big House results overall?
Dude, so as soon as HBox won, he said that was his first super major victory of 2018, and that kind of caught me off guard, man. 2018 is a wild year for someone that's in contention to be number one. To have the
defending number one as well.
Yeah, the defending number one, to have that be your first super major victory, because he won like what, Low Tier City was the one before that had a few good players.
He also won Full Bloom, which not almost a super major, but not quite.
Yeah, it had at least Mango there and probably a few others.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. I think him saying that shows me how difficult Melee in 2018 is, and how like a lot of people have a chance to get number 1, 2, or 3, and even getting like top 5 as like one of these top 6 players is so hard. It's so hard to just stay up there nowadays, dude.
Dude, it's insane in 2018, especially like the number of different people that have won major events is probably higher than it's been ever. Maybe ever, honestly, because even if you look at back in the day in like 2003, 2004, 2005, it was like Ken Asin mainly, you know, Isaiah every so often, and then it moved into, it was kind of the old gods into the new gods, and obviously we know the classic 5 gods have won almost every super major from like 2009 to like 2016, 2017 even, pretty much. And this year we saw Zain take Shine, we saw Plup take Genesis, we saw Leffen take Evo. That's crazy. These are things that we just have not seen in Melee's history before, even though the possibility was already there prior to this year. Like, people were knocking on the door for like a few years now, you know what I mean? Like, especially Leffen, also Plup. Zain is more of a, you know, just busting on the scene kind of guy, where he wasn't quite doing that well last year to where you would think he was capable of winning a major. But the fact that all this has happened in a year just kind of shows that Melee is wide open right now. And I think it's a testament to how the metagame has evolved to the point where everyone kind of needs to grind to maintain their spot. I think,
for sure.
I think that's why we've seen so much variance in who's winning every major, is just because the level of practice required to win a major is vastly higher than it used to be.
Dude, there's just so many tools nowadays that you have to make use of. Like, you have to be net playing, you have to like be practicing every day, you have to do Uncle Punch, you have to like tech skill grind, you have to do all these major things all the time. And the other thing that you're talking about that I wanted to mention is that Armada, I don't know if you mentioned, but Armada also retiring makes the field so open. Yeah,
because Armada, regardless of whether you want to say he was the number 1 player when he retired, which in my opinion he was, but even if you make the argument that he wasn't, you have to admit that he had the best record against, you know, anyone who's not a god in Melee history, period. Anyone outside the top 5, top 6, Armada had by far the best record in Melee's history. And so him retiring is actually a big open door for those who are trying to get into the, you know, the top echelon of Melee gameplay, because now they don't have to deal with losing to Armada anymore. Zain is a great example. There's so many people. Axe has never beaten Armada. There's so many people.
And they never will. Yeah. And they never will, Chillin. They will never beat him.
No, they won't. Not at this point. So
they will never get the chance to beat this guy in their whole lives. how regretful must they be feeling that they
That's
never
rough.
did it, dude?
That's rough.
I honestly think Armada is so optimal in everything that he does that he saw how much more difficult it's going to be in 2018 and 2019. He said, deuces, my guys. Let me focus on commentary and let me focus on doubles.
The optimal retirement moment.
It really was.
You know who started focusing on commentary and doubles before Armada? Yours truly. Yours.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
oh shit.
Ooh. Just
Ooh,
saying.
damn.
Just saying.
Damn.
Just
Damn.
saying. But for real, so HBox winning, I think, gives him a great shot to end up as #1 for the year. If not, pretty much locks it up for the year, honestly. Unless he has like some terrible performance upcoming and Plup does something crazy or Leffen does something crazy. But there's really not that much left this year.
He could just sit it out, dude. He could just sit at home, grind his engineering job, stream a little bit, and then...
Yeah, if he just did not enter a tournament for the rest of the year, he would be #1, pretty much. It's hard to argue otherwise, but either way, Plup strengthened his position a little bit to very strong contender to finish the year as #2. Assuming, this is all kind of assuming that Armada doesn't get ranked for the year, which I think will be the case. I don't know exactly how Tafo is going to handle that. Do you think he's going to be ranked?
I mean, he's retired, so technically he shouldn't be ranked, right? Or I guess it's his last year, so he should be ranked.
It's his last year.
He should be ranked.
Yeah.
I think he should be ranked.
I think he should be ranked. And okay, so let's say Armada is ranked for this year. Let's say HBox doesn't enter anything else for the rest of the year. What would you rank as #1 and 2, Vish, in your opinion?
Oof. I'd have to look at some of the wins that Armada's had, but I think Hungrybox slightly gets it. I think Hungrybox slightly gets it, and then maybe Armada #2, maybe.
Yeah, so I looked at the rankings a few weeks ago, obviously prior to Big House, and in my opinion, Armada just edged out HBox. But obviously, this was prior to this Super Major win. HBox didn't have a Super Major win yet this year, and Armada doesn't really have a Super Major win either. If we're considering the Super Majors to be Genesis, Evo, and Big House. He didn't win any of those.
I guess there's still Summit, though. Summit, I think, is a big enough event that could, like, kind of
change things. But he also didn't win that. But he did beat HBox at it. But M2K won Summit before. So...
Well, I'm saying this upcoming Summit might be something...
That's true. That could... If HBox does win Summit, then I think that... like guarantees it completely if we're talking HBox versus Armada for the year. But even right now, I think HBox probably has a slight edge because the only thing he was really lacking for the year, aside from his head-to-head versus Armada, which is vastly in Armada's favor, the only thing he was really lacking was the Super Major win, and then he got it at Big House. So,
oh man, so he's set.
It's looking like he's gonna finish the year as #1. Armada probably #2 if they do include him in the rankings, which I believe they will. And then at the moment, I think we're looking at a solid Plup #3. Leffen still in contention for that as well, but between Leffen and Plup, I think the Genesis victory plus Plup placing second at Big House as opposed to Leffen 5th puts him slightly in the lead right now. Obviously, Summit could change that. GTX, what else is there? GTX,
there's Don't Park on the Grass.
Don't Park on the Grass and DreamHack Winter, I believe, is still happening.
Yeah, it's like DreamHack Atlanta, but then it's on the same weekend as...
Yeah, none of the top players will be at DreamHack Atlanta because Summit is the same weekend. So...
Yeah. Damn. So, Don't Park on the Grass, TS brings a good point. Don't Park on the Grass might be too late for the 2018 rankings.
That's a good point as well.
Shit, dude. Shit.
It's a tight race between both #1 and 2 and #3 and 4, but I think that's clearly some tiers that are being established there. And then Mango Zain is another kind of toss-up in the rankings. I think M2K is kind of a solid #5, and then Mango Zain is like a little bit of a toss-up for 6, 7 as far as the year ranks right now. It's really hard to say, honestly.
Dude, Mango's never beaten Zain. That's such a crazy stat to me.
It's
dude.
a ridiculous stat. So
every time I think about that, that's ridiculous.
It's actually absurd because I don't know how many other people, if anyone, has that stat to their name like Zain does.
Yeah. Undefeated versus Mango.
That's hard to do.
That's extremely hard to do.
Yeah, but
God damn.
Either way, when I did do the rankings a few weeks ago, I kind of looked at Zain versus Mango very closely, and I actually ended up ranking Zain just barely above Mango. But of course, Mango outplays Zain now at Big House, and Mango, didn't have a loss nearly as bad as Gatsu. So it's a super toss-up. So I think
and he beat Leffen.
He did beat Leffen. That's such a big win. That's a huge win for someone above him. I don't know. There's a few of these like tiers in the rankings, like just so close and hard to call.
Yeah. I do think that like whenever Mango wins, the effect it has, like you and I were in the top 8. You went and hugged him right after. The effect that he has whenever he wins is so grand.
It is.
That it almost feels like his wins have like more weight to them, even though obviously they don't.
Right.
But I'm just like, oh my god. Like that moment when he won, it felt like he won the whole tournament. Even though he clearly didn't. But it was like...
We all popped off as if he won the tournament because it felt like by beating Leffen, it was like, all right, now Mango's playing good enough that he can win the tournament. And all of us kind of forgot that Mango has not beat HBox in a hot minute, aside from the Summit pool set where he used Falco. That was sick, but it was still a pool set. Ultimately, it did not affect, it affected their placement a little bit because HBox ended up starting in losers, but still, it wasn't a deciding factor of the tournament, so to speak.
Ah, shit.
So,
dude, yeah, Mango HBox are 3-1 with Hungrybox taking 3 sets this year versus Mango's 1.
Yeah.
Just with that Falco, I want to see him use the Fox more, dude. I feel like his Fox can do it.
I think that's part of why that set looked so one-sided, is that Mango's just not really used to using Fox in tournament anymore. He uses Fox a fair bit, a decent bit in practice, but he still mostly uses Falco. But using a character in tournament, especially Fox, as opposed to in friendlies, is a whole different ball game.
Dude, it's hard. It's super hard to use Falco.
Yeah,
I think you just die every like even if you look at the full Bloom set from earlier this year, it felt like Mango was winning a lot of the interactions, but then literally one mistake and he would just die for it. And
right.
It's kind of nuts. I guess Fox is kind of similar in that fashion, but at least Fox has like more KO setups and whatnot. But it just looks so hard for Falco, dude. Your laser game has to be on point. Like so many things have to be on point for that to happen. It
looks super rough, and that's why I think historically, when Mango has done the best is, at least in the era of the Five Gods plus, like moving forward, it's always been when he's kind of co-manning. He's using them both for the situation.
Co-man is good.
Yeah, it's super good. I mean, you see a lot of the top players at this point co-man. Plup using both Sheik and Fox. M2K using both Marth and Sheik. Armada, before he retired, was using Peach and Fox. So I feel like that gives you such a cushion for your bad matchups when you're co-manning two different characters that cover each other's bad matchups well. And obviously Fox and Falco do that to some extent. But
I'm waiting for someone to use the dual main of Fox and Falcon.
Ooh.
I think that could be kind of good, dude, because Falcon is kind of doing well versus Marth right now, and in general does well versus Marth. Kind of does well versus Peach if you play it right. Kind of does well versus like other floaties. Like you can do it versus Falcon. Fox and Falcon, I think, do fine versus Puff.
Yeah,
I think this is an unexplored. Dude.
Better versus
who
Samus.
Can do it? Hacks with the box.
Oh,
is going to save us and usher in a new era of Melee.
If he ever makes good on his Summit promise to resume using Falcon. Shit.
Finally makes good on his summer promise, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. After years.
Yeah. Still waiting on that. But either way, so we kind of talked about like the top echelon of Melee, but let's kind of move into some of these these other players that did some things at Big House, like Bananas. So that's the big one, obviously, by far. Bananas making it to winners semis. Had the benefit of a couple of upsets, such as Fiction, with the upset on... well, I think Fiction beat Rishi. Rishi beat Pew Pew. So that was just kind of like a section of the bracket that was a little more open. And so it led to Fiction being in winner's quarters. And then he played Bananas. And obviously the whole thing with Fiction being, you know, the Ices Slayer, the one that made the video about how to beat Ices. And then...
Hey, whoa. We don't mention that, dude. Whoa.
We don't... I don't want to lose my friendship.
Well,
but yeah.
Dude, we don't talk about that, dude. Come on, man. Let's talk about that, dude.
All right. But yeah, so Fiction got there with a great run, and then Bananas with that massive upset, 3-0 over Plup. What do you make of that, Vish? Do you think that was a fluke, or do you think...
No, I don't think that was a fluke. Honestly, I saw Bananas play at DreamHack Austin, and I saw him do really well there, taking out... He beat like Shoot At and the Ices Ditto, and I really don't think it's a fluke per se. I think his style hasn't been seen thus far among the Ices. I think like each Ices kind of brings out their own flair and like their own style to the character, and so it may not go exactly the same the second time they go and play against each other. But I don't think it's a fluke. It's just more like, oh shit, he just wasn't really prepared for what Bananas threw at him, because Bananas is actually super good with his Sopo and really good with a lot of his wobble setups in ways that are slightly different from other ICs. So I think it's just more like he wasn't ready for Bananas in particular, as opposed to like it's a fluke. But I think the next time they play, it won't be as like 3-0 one-sided.
Oh, absolutely not. I
could see Bananas taking another set somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I think Bananas clearly proved at this tournament that he's not just a wobbling Ices. He clearly has good neutral, good, you know, game mechanic sense in general. And more so than anything, the set that showed me that was his set against HBox, where he was doing so well against HBox despite not getting any wobbles. Yeah, he was really going blow for blow with, you know, the top player in the world, arguably, right now. So that's actually insane from Bananas' end, who started off the year unranked, and is now, you know, has a strong argument for at least top 30, if not like top 25, top 20 even at this point, with these wins that he's had all year. So,
dude, you know what's crazy? I'm looking at like some Tafo stats here. I literally can't pull up the head-to-head for Bananas versus these other players, because he's not actually top 50 for summer.
Yeah.
Or he's not top 50 on this head-to-head that I have on Tafo's site.
Yeah.
That's nuts. How do you beat Plup not being on this list?
That's pretty insane, for sure.
Crazy.
And I also think that Plup like has never like been challenged by Ices very much, because as far as I know, there's been no Ices that has beaten Plup in the past like several years. Like he's never had an issue. Even when Chu was at his peak last year, in the modern era peak, where he was beating, you know, Mango, M2K, taking a set off HBox, stuff like that, he still never beat Plup ever. So that kind of goes to show that maybe Plup just kind of took the Ices matchup a little too lightly, and I'm sure he'll be more prepared for Bananas or any other Ices in the future.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Tafo stats just might not be updated, because Bananas was ranked for summer, and Tafo needs to get on this, dude. Come on, Tafo. I just realized because Silent Wolf is still on here and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so shout out to Practical TAS informing us. Rank 102 on the end of year rank last year, and 33 on the summer rank. So to go from 102 to 33 in the span of 6 months, pretty damn good.
And then getting a win off Plup, so that only puts him like even further beyond, dude. That's crazy. He's like, he might be like the best Ices right now. Who else is in contention?
Army is there. It's either him or Army at the moment, which is kind of crazy to not even mention Chu in that conversation. But
it's not that crazy, dude. It's not that crazy, Chillin.
Fair, fair. But yeah, moving down this results list a little bit, we got Absent Page. Absent Page having a hell of a year and a hell of a come up. He had a ton of great wins, including knocking out Gatsu. He beat Chu, knocked him out. He beat S2J to eliminate him at 17th.
Oh, we commentated that.
We did commentate it, and it did not look like Johnny was playing bad, dude. It really didn't.
No, it didn't.
It just looked like Absent Page was just playing amazing.
Yeah, and Absent Page, as in general, just watching him play in teams, watching him play in singles, he is such a methodical fox. He just like keeps outside that spacing so well. His dash dance game, who was he playing at in top 8, where his dash dance game was just nuts, and it felt like the other person really couldn't get in. Or who was he playing? The first match he played in
it was Zain, right?
It was Zain. Yeah, it was Zain. So like the whole time we're all thinking, oh my god, Zain is gonna like do really well versus Absent Page, and then Absent Page just played at such a spacing, and he played at such a level where if Zain made like one error, he overcommitted. Absent Page was just at that perfect spacing to go in there and get him. Yeah. And then it felt like he was actually doing really well versus Zain, so I'm kind of scared for the melee field for when Absent Page like improves. He did still get 3-0'd, but I felt like as I was watching it, it wasn't like a raw 3-0, like, oh my god, this guy got bodied, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't like dominant at all. It was a very heated 3-0, and for someone the caliber of Zain against Fox to like contend with him at that level, that's pretty damn impressive, especially for, you know, a relative up-and-comer. Prior to this year, 95% of the Melee community did not know who Absent Page was. So yeah, for him to be getting top 8 at Super Majors already, it's obviously a very good look for him. Yeah. We can all only expect that he's going to continue to rise, and hey man, it's not out of the realm of possibility that this guy will be like top 10 by next year. If not, you know, sooner. I don't know by the end of this year, but by next year. Very possible. So, yeah. And he had quite a loser's run because I believe he lost to Axe like very early in the bracket. So he must have had...
So he lost to Axe in winners, and then
he beat. Oh no! He beat Iceman. He beat Triff. Iceman, Triff, Chudat, S2J, and then Gatsu before losing to Zain. That is a hell of a loser's run. That is so many top 50 players, a couple, you know, even higher ranked players than that. That's crazy. One of Absent Page's best performances for sure. Yeah. So yeah, and he was so close.
He was so close to getting into Summit. I mean, I think Axe 3-1'd him.
He 3-1'd him in the bracket set and then 3-0'd him in the Summit qualifier set. So Axe was like, you know what? I've been to every Summit. I'm going back. Back up, Absent Page. Back up.
Crushing Absent Page's dreams. Both in bracket and in his Summit qualifier. Go Axe. All right, Axe, I see you.
It might not be so easy. Judging by the amount of grinding and studying that Absent Page seems to do, Axe, it might not be so easy next time. It might not be so easy. Just saying.
It's not, dude.
Just saying. Yeah. And then, of course, speaking of Axe, nice little performance after a little bit of a hiatus, ending in top 8 and getting that Summit qualifier spot. Also, a lot of good wins, including, obviously, Absent Page. He was the one that eliminated Fiction. He was the one that eliminated Duck. Axe had a nice little run here for someone who has not been competing too often lately.
Oh, Axe lost to SFAT. I actually didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah. Right. That was a pretty heated set. I think it was 3-1 in SFAT's favor, but that's always been like a rivalry, a very back and forth rivalry between them. So Axe, I think, lost relatively early. I want to say it was like round 2 winners of top 64, and then he made that nice little losers run. So great stuff to Axe. Took out Michael as well. No small feat. Michael in the Midwest seems like he gets a power up and plays really well.
Dude, the crowd is behind Michael.
Oh, every time.
41 Googleplex, not 41 billion. My guy definitely gets a power up when he's there.
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
They were cheering. So you know how the stage is like here? They were cheering like halfway through the crowd, and it was still loud enough that I could hear it from the front of the crowd. They're too much, dude. They're too much in front of all these people.
They go crazy for Michael, and the funniest part is that Michael is such a quiet dude. Like, he barely says anything. He's never gonna... You won't see a giant pop-off from Michael. He's just gonna, like, shake your hand and smile. Like, that's that's it.
That's all he needs.
That's
all he needs.
Oh, man. But yeah, we had quite a few amazing, unbelievable upsets at Big House as well. Easily the biggest one, I think, was Bananas 3-0 over Plup. But there was a bunch of others as well. Bananas also...
No, there's also Bananas 3-0ing Hugo.
Yeah. That's not that impressive. It's pretty normal. But Bananas beating Fiction, also, that's crazy. No, I'm just kidding. Bananas, obviously, with the major upset over Hugs as well, and over Fiction, to earn that 5th place spot. Bananas with the bulk of the upsets, honestly.
Yeah, actually. And there's another upset that I think we need to discuss. Chillin dude over 2 Saints.
I mean, yeah.
God damn.
It wasn't bad. 2 Saints pretty good. I don't think he was playing that great, so I'm gonna just put that out there. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a John. I got your back, 2 Saint.
And he's humble. Let's go, Chillin. Damn.
I'm not good, except for at commentary and teams. I invented this shit, Armada. You think you're the first person to retire to focus on commentary and teams? I created this.
You tied with Armada. Dude, so Armada was roasting us, dude. Armada was like roasting everyone.
Oh god, the last night.
He was like, you know what, Chillin? Your greatest accomplishment in teams is my worst failure.
It was really funny. I didn't have the heart to tell Armada that was nowhere near my greatest accomplishment in teams. I was like, you know what? This is all you got now, dude. I'll just let you have this. I'll let you have this. That's nowhere near my greatest accomplishment, but I respect it. I respect it.
When my grandchildren ask me what my worst accomplishment was, my greatest failure.
Oh god.
Why are your grandkids gonna ask you this, dude?
Oh god. That was pretty good. I like that. I like that impression.
Thank you.
But no, yeah, as far as the other major upsets, I forgot to mention this earlier when talking about Fiction's bracket too, was that he kind of bopped Wizzy. It was a 3-0, I believe. So...
Oh, yeah, that's kind of not surprising, but that's, like, pleasant to see, or it's, like, refreshing to see in that I wouldn't have really thought that was going to be the case going into it.
Yeah.
I thought it would be, like, maybe 3-2 and Fiction narrowly wins it, or 3-2 and Wizzy wins it, but for Fiction to 3-0 him, I think that's super surprising, to me anyway.
Oh,
it's not like a knock on Fiction's skill. It's just more like, damn, Wizzy
is that good that it's not. It's very, very impressive, and I don't think that anyone found that like a normal result, except for maybe Fiction. Fiction might be the only person in the world who did not consider that an upset. To be fair,
yeah, Fiction was like, why are you guys losing to Falcon? Falcon's so bad.
But yeah, so great run from Fiction as well, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him make a Summit attempt. We'll see with that. We're going to talk about the Summit opt-ins a little bit later, but do want to finish talking about Big House. I mean, there were so many good sets. I think the set that we have to discuss that we commentated was perhaps the set of the tourney, perhaps the set of the year, perhaps the set of forever.
Perhaps a set of life.
Perhaps a set of life. Zain versus Rishi Martiro. It had it all, man. It had amazing gameplay on both sides. It had both people playing so well and just being in each other's heads the entire time. Back and forth constantly. There was just so much to it. And the fact that Zain was on the verge of losing, Zain was 1 frame away. I don't know if you saw the practical TAS tweet, Vish.
Oh yeah. That's nuts. That
Zain,
was like
literally
I didn't even realize
frame.
the up B. I didn't realize the up B had started because when we were watching it, I didn't see that up B initially start, but I knew that he had broken out the combo in a very tight window.
Yeah.
But to see that up B just like barely start and not make it in time, that's nuts.
Yeah, I heard both up Bs, so I was like, oh snap, what's happening? Oh, Zain wins. Like, that's absolute insanity. Really, really good set. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. I don't know if it's on YouTube yet, because I was searching for it earlier and I didn't quite find it, so I'm not sure if it's actually on there. But it is on Twitch, on the Even Matchup Gaming VOD from day 3. So check that out. 1 frame business. So let me show you guys the moment real quick. Let me real quick just pull this up. Hold on.
Oh yeah, but that was a really nail-biting set that I would not have thought of going into it. I knew it was going to be close, but it was so entertaining and kind of crazy because I had not really seen a Marth Ditto to that caliber.
Oh, not even close. I mean, I'm not going to call it the greatest set of all time, but I will definitely call it the best Marth Ditto I've ever seen.
Got it. Yeah, I think it is like one of the best Marth Dittos.
Yeah. Okay, so check this out right now. This is all from a comeback, by the way. Rishi was very much losing this match. It was highly in Zain's favor. It might have even been 3 stock to 1, but at least 2 stock to 1. And it seemed like all the momentum was in Zain's favor. And then check out the rest of this real quick.
Let's see this one frame?
1 frame. So let's go ahead and just do the frame by frame.
Ah, shit.
So he's getting this combo going. Okay, so right after this, let's watch each frame. He gets that forward air, and then look at this. Another forward air. That's actually ridiculous.
That's
okay,
so close.
So double jump, and now look, they're both. It looks like Zain's still in hit stun. I don't blame Rishi at all for going for this upbeat. Look at this.
Dude, that's crazy. They both...
Okay,
they
so...
started up at pretty much the same time?
Almost. So look, this is the frame right before Zain's uppy. This is Zain starting his uppy. This is Rishi starting his uppy.
Oh my god. Literally 1 frame.
Kind of looks like they're dancing.
Oh, shit. Let's go, Marth.
But yeah, that is actually ridiculous. What?
Melee... 2018 Melee, dude. This would... Oh, and his hits. That doesn't KO him, right? Does that KO him?
If it hits Zain? Yeah, so I actually looked at the replies to this tweet. Oh, does this...
not that.
No, it did. See?
Oh my god, that did
KO him.
It did KO him. Jesus. Oh my god, that was all or nothing.
Ridiculous.
For the 3-1?
Yeah, it otherwise would have been a 3-0 in... or 3-1 rather in Rishi's favor, and it ended up, of course, being a 3-2 in Zain's favor. Zain then runs it all the way to 4th place. So one thing to be said from Rishi's point of view, I'm sure he didn't mind too much because chances are Rishi would not have made that run all the way to 4th place. I'm sure he could have made a little bit more of a run, but maybe not all the way to 4th place like Zain did. So I'm sure.
Dude, every.
Good.
No, go ahead. Sorry, my bad. What were you saying?
My bad. I was just saying that, like, I'm sure Rishi isn't too torn up about it, knowing that he had a great tournament overall. He had some really good wins, and the fact that Zain ended up placing 4th probably was a nice little consolation to Rishi based on this set.
Oh, for sure. I think every time someone who beats you makes it really far in tournament, you're, like, always pleasantly kind of happy. And honestly, these guys are boys. They're all in MDVA and whatnot.
Right.
Or at least, or they used to be, I should say.
Used to be.
But used to be boys. someone's in Tri-State now. Someone's a traitor.
Rishi's a huge traitor.
Dude, every win that Zain gets, he's just like clutching his chest and like, oh my god, I can't believe I narrowly won that. Because Rishi just pushed him every time. Like every game, you pushed him super hard.
I think Zain is in kind of a different situation now, mentality-wise, where he's not really used to being like this top player. He's come up so fast that now he's the expected winner every time. And so when he gets upset by Gatsu in round 1 of top 64, for example, I think that kind of puts a big like mental strain on him. Like, I'm not used to being in losers this early. I'm not used to like getting upset this early and having to, you know, make this giant losers run. So I honestly feel like this losers run was pretty stressful for Zain, but he still made it all the way to 4th place. That's a crazy testament to like how good he is as a player in general.
I think that's the real difficulty of being that like top level player, is just like the expectations are so much higher. Yeah. And like it doesn't feel, I would imagine, I guess I'm not there. This is my speculation that like it's par for the course if you live up to people's expectations, as opposed to like, oh fuck, I actually got like 3rd or 4th at this tournament, you know? Yeah. It's more like, oh, okay, that was expected for you to do. Right. You lived up to your seed or whatnot, but goddamn, that's some stressful shit to be expected to get 2nd or 1st or 3rd or whatnot. God I mean,
my entire career, I've always felt like when I'm the underdog, I play better than when not
for sure.
Not including the left hand side. We're not going to talk about that. But generally speaking, when I'm the underdog, there's so much less
place
pressure.
Your bets. When you're the underdog, place your bets, right?
Almost. I mean, I was the underdog against Toussaint. You know what I'm saying? So.
I placed my bet, dude. I
Vish placed his bet. 100. There you go. So, but for real, like, there's obviously less pressure on you when you're not expected to win, and the person who is the underdog has a little bit more freedom to be like, well, I can kind of show what I can do, and if I lose, then who cares? Because I was supposed to lose, basically.
Yeah.
So,
dude, it's dope being a commentator, dude. Being a commentator is sick.
It's nice.
The expectations are so low, but the payoff is so big. If you beat someone, it's like, oh shit.
It's good.
Commentator Chillin beat Toussaint.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. Wow, dude. But yeah, no, it's. I think Zain is still kind of adjusting to the mindset of being a top player, and I think he will get used to it very quickly, though, because in general, even when Zain was not yet a top player, it seemed like his mindset was the biggest thing holding him back, because we all saw his potential as a player, but it took, even though his rise has been so quick, it still took a little bit for him to start getting those big wins, and I think that was purely because he wasn't used to being in that, you know, high pressure tournament situation, and he's gotten used to that. But he's now got to get used to being the favorite in almost every match that he plays.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think a good support system actually really helps there. Honestly, I think having a coach and things of that nature help a lot more than just in the actual gameplay, obviously. I think just having that little, like, having that person you can always count on and it was always happy for you no matter what, I think just adds up so much, dude. Yeah. I would like to see that more from top players, because I think it's kind of dope.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very underrated thing in general. It's just having someone there for support in general. Yeah. And either way, though, like I said, I think Zain is just going to get more and more used to this. He's still very new to being a member of this Melee top tier, and the more he gets used to it, I think the more comfortable he'll be and be ready to deal with these potential upset situations a little bit better. Like when he got upset by Gatsu, almost got upset by Rishi, for example.
Yeah. But it's more like a sigh of relief, you know, when he beats them, as opposed to like, yeah, I beat them, and that might have been different, like even like 6-7 months ago, you know.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. So it'll be cool to see how he evolves as a player and how he adapts to this new, like, different type of mentality that you need to have at that level.
Yeah, for sure. So, speaking of Zain versus Rishi, though, another amazing set, maybe not quite as close, but equally entertaining, was Westballz versus Wizzy.
one of the greatest sets of all time, dude. I watched it again, like today. God damn, so funny. we got the luxury, or we got the honor of commentating like two of the most polarizing sets in terms of how much people liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna go ahead and so just so you guys know, the most entertaining part of the set was not the matches themselves. It was actually between the matches. Oh. That was a nice little combo. So check this out. Dude. So if you guys somehow don't know, Wizzy is notorious for taking his sweet time, not only between sets, but also between individual matches of a set. And Weston just decided to go ahead and give him a taste of his own medicine during this set. And we'll see a little bit of that here.
At first, so me, Chillin, and Shelly were commentating this. We were so confused. We were like, wait, what's going on? Why is this guy taking so long? And then why is he moving in slow motion?
This video is not slowed down, ladies and gentlemen.
Why is he moving in slow motion? Oh my goodness. This guy.
You know what? Let me put this on, like, faster speed. It's still slow. It's still slow. It's still slow.
Dude, you know what you should do? You should put circus music in the background while this is playing.
That's genius. Oh, God.
So that's the time he broke. That's the time he broke. That's like later in the set, right? Or is that the first? Is that the first game?
No, this is right after the first game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He broke later in the set, I think.
Okay. Dude, the best part is he's like, wait. Every time it looks like he's about done, he's like, you know what? I need one more sip.
Oh, God. This is sped up, by the way, guys. This is sped up. This is 100% sped up.
Oh, this is sped up now? It's still so slow.
It's been sped up, dude. I sped it up almost instantly.
Look how tight. I like that he tightens it and then he does the one nod. Like, yeah, okay, that's perfect height.
Yeah. This is good. All right. But yeah, that being said, this does bring up kind of a legitimate question, which is, should something be done about the stalling between matches?
Dude, that was a solid 2 minutes. If you see the start of it, it's like 4:08, and then it ends at like 6:0 something.
Yeah.
So literally 2 minutes. Is there a rule in the document of rules, whatever you call it?
Yeah, the official rule set or whatever. I don't think there is.
There's gotta be, dude. There's like 99 pages on how many Duinos you can use and what level of UCF is allowed in conjunction with the controller mod I have. But we haven't figured out how much time can be taken in the middle of a match.
So right here, Wes actually closes his lid and he's like ready to go, but he's like, wait, Wizzy's still stalling. So he decides to stall a little bit more.
The jacket. I like the counterplay, dude. If you see the counterplay from Wizzy pulls out his glasses and he's like, I can adjust some shit too, dude. Don't try me. And then he's looking for other stuff to adjust. And then he adjusts it here. This is my favorite part of the video. Wait, slow it down for a second.
Okay. Right here?
Yeah.
All right.
This needs some analysis. So back it up just like a couple seconds.
Okay.
Just a couple. All right. So at this point, I think Wizzy has exhausted what he can do with his bag. Like, Wes is clearly taking his time with his jacket. Wizzy's like...
I love his little pop-off when he gets it on. Like, yes, this is the optimal way to wear this jacket. Oh, God.
It was cold in the venue, dude. It was cold in the venue.
It was.
Now, see, he gets it on... Oh! The little pop-off. And Wizzy has nothing else he can adjust at this point, right? So he zips it up. He zips it up. Then he sees that Wes is still doing his stuff, right? He notices Wes is still doing stuff. That slight glance over there. Then he's like, shit, I gotta go back. And then he readjusts his zippers right to the center. And it's like, all right, that's all I can do. And look at this, like, eyes closed. His eyes closed. He's so done with this bullshit.
Oh god. So there's no way that Wizzy didn't realize what was happening here, right? He clearly did. He knew. But I respect this from Weston, honestly, purely for the fact that Wizzy does this all the time. And he takes his sweet fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I do agree that there should be a timer, but the issue with that is, like, who's gonna go around to every setup and have a timer ready, you know what I mean? It's like,
I think it's just, like, 4 people need this, like,
we need a timer specifically for Wizzy, basically. Someone needs to follow him around. Okay, who else other than Wizzy?
It's just Wizzy.
I was curious. I was like, does Vish have a little list here? What's going on?
Have you seen Jabali? That what he did is he literally tied up Wizrobe to a chair. Literally tied up Wizrobe.
I heard about that. I didn't see it, but that's really good.
That's a strat, dude. It's a strat. You need to counteract some of these plays that people are doing.
No, absolutely.
There's also another part. There's another part where they're both they're opening the bottle,
like at the same time.
And he drops his bottle cap. Somehow Wizzy was still slower. For all of that.
I think this might be the one.
This might be like if he pulls out his bottle.
Oh god.
Where's his bottle? Let's see the bottle. Oh my god. They had a timer on the
you see the side eye from Wizzy? That young side eye when Wes grabs the bottle? Wait for it. He's like, is this motherfucker serious?
I mean, shit, dude. That's oh my god.
Oh god, that's really good.
That's a good side eye. Oh my god.
Oh shit. But yeah, obviously this shit should not be cool, but I actually completely respect Westballz for doing this. It was so funny. Not only was it hilarious and entertaining, but it was a nice little statement that he was making about Wizzy's stalling strats in general.
Oh, look, he doesn't even know how to put the bottle back on, dude. What a poor guy. Honestly, poor Wes.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks when you can't figure out how to bottle up your bottle.
It's difficult.
And it sucks when it happens in tournament, dude. It happens in tournament. That really sucks.
It does.
Man.
But either way.
Wait, can you go to game 3 where he drops his bottle cap?
Was that in between game 3 and 4?
Yeah, I think it might be here. Wherever they're both simultaneously drinking. No, I think it's further back.
Oh, is it? Like
in the same.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's the same. Because they saw it for so long. Watch this. Watch the ball cap.
Okay.
The ball cap drop is the funniest shit.
I didn't see this. I didn't see this live. The funniest part is right before Wizzy drops his bottle cap, Wes is like intentionally like exaggerating how hard it is to screw.
That's what I mean. Like he's making a joke, and then Wizzy actually does it. Like, look, this is some comedic.
This is really good. Wes is like, damn, it's so hard to screw on, and then look at Wizzy.
Wizzy's like, yeah, now you feel my pain, dude. It is hard to screw on bottle caps. Well, welcome to the club.
Oh god, that's really good. Oh shit.
Oh.
And then Wes breaks there a little bit, but yeah, really funny from Weston, and low key a nice little run from Westballz to end up making it. I think he ended up getting 17th, which isn't necessarily great. Yeah, he got 17th, but that was after being upset by Shiz in round 2 pools. So he had to make a little run to get there, including beating Wizzy and eliminating Wizzy at 25th, which I mentioned this during the set. I think that's one of his lowest placings in years, honestly.
Yeah, Wizzy at 25th is actually really, really surprising for Wizzy. Hello.
Yeah, for sure. So,
you're chilling.
Oh, snap. Do we got a cat? Ah, shit.
Ah, shit. My cat wanted to say hi. He just hopped over here.
His door. What's his name?
Mew. Her name is Mew.
Her name is Mew.
Like the Pokemon.
That makes
Say hi.
sense.
Say hi to the Vish and Chillin show.
Say hi. Say hi, Mio.
Say hi, damn it.
If you like the cat action, !Vish, follow his Twitch channel. Not only will future episodes of this show be on that channel, but amazing content, including the best stream in the house. Way better than Hugo's. Way better than SFAT's. Does Mike even stream? I don't know, but if he did, it would be better.
Oh, tell him, Chillin. I like this. I like this vote of approval, seal of approval.
Yeah. It's legit. It's legit.
Dude, the cat is down to just watch the show. I think the cat likes the show.
I mean,
cat likes the show.
That's the main fan I wanted for the show. I'm gonna keep it real. But yeah, so we pretty much talked about Big House results, a few big surprises in there, and then a bunch of people kind of performing about as we expected. And then that leads us to the big upcoming thing, kind of coming right out of these Big House results. The Summit opt-ins are now live.
Oh man, who's actually opted in right now? I actually haven't looked at the list.
Great question, Vish. Let's go ahead and take a look right now.
Thank you. You like that? You like that segue? You like that segue, baby?
Nice little transition. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at everyone who's opted in so far, and just talk a little bit about their chances, etc.
Chew Dad has opted in. Chew Dad has opted in.
He has.
Over under. How many onions do you think it'll take him for this particular run? I'm saying it'll be at least 60 to 70.
Damn.
Minimum onions.
I was gonna say the over under was 5, but damn, you're clearly going over. You're going way over.
You can get into Summit after 5 onions. You think you can get into Summit with 5 onions, Chillin? 5 onions? I'll eat 5 onions right now. You think the over onion is 5 is such a low ball, dude. Mine might be high, but I think like probably like 20 to 30 onions.
Right. That sounds about right.
Doesn't he? He has like sub goals to eat an onion just on like a Tuesday.
He does.
I'll eat an onion for 3 subs.
50 bits.
You're gonna tell me that he eats like 4 more onions that day he would get into Summit?
Oh god. Alright. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the chewed at onion situation. But for now, let's discuss who has opted in so far. So we got Travioli, who I believe is from the Midwest.
Okay.
So I'm making a little Google sheet over here on the side that I'll put up in a second.
Nice.
We got S2J, a Summit campaigning legend who I don't believe has ever failed a campaign. I think he did not opt to campaign last time, but every time he has campaigned, he's made it in.
Damn. That's kind of a crazy stat to have.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Travioli. Travioli, give me the formuloli to get into Summit.
Damn. That was pretty good.
That's where he has to... That's a good Summit campaign right there.
That's good.
Just sing that song.
That's
over
not
and
bad
over.
at all. Rishi, and then we got Darktooth, another NYC member. I guess I should put Tri-State for this.
Okay. Ooh, Rishi. I think Rishi actually has a. Wait, Travioli's in chat.
Yeah, he is. He hasn't shut up about his Summit opt-in since he got in here, which is cool, but.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Travioli, you got a good shot, dude.
They banned Travioli. It's because he wouldn't shut up about it. He just kept saying, "Please vote me. Please talk about me. I'm desperate. It's my dream. Please, come on, dog."
I see. It's not like a.
Come on.
He should. If he had spammed Travioli, vote me to Summit Oli, I think that would have been better than please vote me into Summit.
It would have been better by far. That would have been the move. So we got Darktooth, Tri-State as well, who is a very good but underknown Fox player. He did get 88 on the end of year rankings last year, but still not a lot of people know about him, but very good Fox player. We got Michael 41 Googleplex,
Oh, the largest Michael.
The largest Michael of all time. From Midwest, of course, Jigglypuff player, and has a lot of fans, especially in region. We got Army.
Yeah.
Army from
Army's
SoCal.
doing really well, dude. After his low tier city performance and other performances, he's been doing really well in region as well. I think Army has a real solid shot of getting in this particular summit.
Yeah. No,
I think
absolutely.
The main ones that I would say off the top of my head would be Army, Kalindi, Rishi, and Gatsu. I think are like really solid contenders.
Oh, absolutely. They've done so well, particularly recently.
I think Gatsu probably has a really strong shot because Falcons in general, especially having like a pretty hot streak and beating Zain and beating SFAT recently, getting a top 8. I think Gatsu has like a good momentum right now to do really well. I think Kalindi is also really solid just because he makes a lot of good content. His Fox is dope. Rishi's also really solid because he has a really good set at Big House.
Yeah.
So, honestly, these are all like really difficult for to say who can get in. But if I had to guess, I feel like because how much people love Falcon, Gatsu might have like a slight leg up.
Yeah.
In terms of like, and his style is so like easily enjoyed, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I haven't heard from Gatsu on the couch. I'd be curious to see what that would be like.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think he's very underrated in terms of his, not only his gameplay, obviously, which he's kind of perpetually underrated. He's also very underrated in terms of his game knowledge and just his ability to like speak on the game.
Yeah, I think all the top players probably are like pretty solid in what they can like contribute on the couch and whatnot. I think Kalindi would be really fun to hear on the couch, to be honest. And he's like super good homies with a lot of people there, so that'd be like a fun couch dynamic. Yeah. So I mean, all around, I think we've got a pretty heated summit invite group of people. Who else we got here? We got
Do you know who Lavengi is? And or where he's from? Because I definitely don't.
Lavengi, I'm looking on the page. I don't see. There's not that many options this time, huh?
Not too many, but
there's only
still
17.
I think you still have until tomorrow at midnight to opt in.
Lavengi is I think Finland.
Finland. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That sounded so familiar to me.
Because Lavengi beat Bladewise at a tournament in where
was that?
At Evo. Okay, yeah.
Evo
Bladewise,
was, yeah.
Which is a really good win.
Yeah.
Magi is a Falco from. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It might be Magi. Damn it.
Yeah,
I forgot.
From SoCal, right?
No. From Louisiana.
Oh shit. Okay.
Louisiana.
Cool. Okay, so I'm making a little chart thing.
Can someone tell me how to pronounce that in chat? I knew it. I knew it at one point and I forgot. Magi? It's not my guy. Shut up. I hate you guys.
Maggie?
I think it's. Damn it.
It's probably Magi. Magi.
I think it's Magi. Would be my guess. Shut up. The chat is not helping at all. Why am I relying on chat to help me with anything?
Oh God.
Has Chudat changed his opt-in blurb ever? It just says vote for me because I'm Chudat and I'm Chew Good. Yay, he is 140 characters.
He's definitely going with the same opt-in blurb. I have to personally say that my favorite opt-in blurb is definitely Johnny's. Did you see it? Let me read it out loud. Top Falcon, winner of the roast, shat on Zane's lame bitch ass.
You know what? Not even close to my prime. I want to play some good fucking melee for y'all, competing against the best. All right, Johnny. Johnny knows his fan base.
He does.
And he knows what they want. And he knows what they want to hear. And he just delivers.
Yeah.
You know what? I respect that. Other players that we didn't quite mention. Jerry, really solid player. I guess switched to Puff. I remember him as a Fox.
Oh yeah, I actually just put Fox as like a knee-jerk reaction, but he definitely plays Puff now.
Yeah.
So if we take a look at this, I think the most likely to get in are easily Johnny. I would put Johnny at number 1, actually. Probably.
That's fair. I think he has like so many homies that are huge in streaming and then can help him with his incentives.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I still kind of want to see what's the name of that green fucking thing that he fights every time?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
When Mango wears the one's Gumby.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Don't you remember he fights that green shit? I'm down to see him fight some green shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm down to see him fight some green shit.
And that's a goal that will never, ever fade away.
No, definitely not. As far as others who are likely here, like you mentioned, Rishi, Gatsu, KJH, all had great shots.
I think Gatsu and KJH I would put second. That's my gut feeling about it, because I think Kalindi is due for one, because he's so well known in the community, and he's just all around such a homie and such a good player.
Right.
I think these are obviously just off the top of my head, and it's just more like my gut feeling.
It's just speculation, of course.
Yeah, I think Rishi is like a close third.
A close third, and I would kind of put Chu. I kind of feel like is right at that cusp as well, just because he has a fair amount of support. So? I would kind of put Chu at the same level.
Would you? I think he's like, my opinion. I think he's like blowing his onion load in that. What is he gonna do this time, dude?
Blown his onion load.
What is he gonna do this time? What could he possibly do to make us vote for him?
I don't know, man. That guy's got tricks up his sleeves. That's all I can say. I think that he, especially because not only does he campaign with the most absurd shit of anyone, he also has done pretty well recently. He also did top 16 at Shine, including beating Westballz and Hugs. And then he also top 16 at Big House just now, and got second in teams with HBox. So that's another probably element of his campaign, is that they can do so well in teams.
You know what? You're absolutely right, actually. He does have a lot going for him, and he's willing to do anything. He is willing to do whatever it takes to make it into Summit. You know what? You're right. I would put him around that same realm as Rishi.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay. You know what, Chillin? When you're right, you're right. Team Liquid, baby. Team Liquid, baby. Team Liquid. You're repping your boy.
No, for real though, unbiased. I think Chu's right there with Rishi, and Army I think is maybe slightly below them, just very slightly.
Very slightly.
Just because he doesn't have as much of a presence in terms of stream, in terms of Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah, that really does matter. Like the social aspect of Summit is like stronger sometimes than like your merit as a player, which people argue for or against, but I mean it's just an entertaining tournament, and who can provide the most in that regard does have a lot to affect it, which is why we're saying this is not based on skill by any means, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby Big Balls, I did forget. I think he just opted in. To be fair, I definitely didn't see him before, so let me throw him in there. Bobby Big Balls is actually a transplant from Texas. He moved to MDVA, and now he does pretty damn well in MDVA, and has a pretty entertaining Falco to watch, but I don't think that he has nearly the notoriety required to make it into Summit. That being said, people have made it in before when I was like, they have no chance in hell. It's like, if you like corral the troops well enough, then you can make it in no matter who you are. Honestly.
Dude, that's so true. That's so true. Like, honestly, if you have, like, a hot 50 people that are down to throw, like, $100 each, you might just make it into Summit. Especially now, I think as the Summits have gone on, the Summits are easier to get into. Like 2 Summits ago, I think was, like, the most competitive Summit in terms of, like, how much money physically you needed to get in.
Yeah.
Versus, like, the one most recently, and then the one that's happening now. I think it's like a little bit less competitive to get in terms of how much money you have to put in. So if you got like 30 people that are down to throw down like $50, I think you can make it in.
Yeah, yeah.
And you spirit bomb it correctly.
Right, right. No, 100%. I think the last summit was pretty much inarguably the easiest voting phase of any summit. This one might be a little bit harder simply because there's only 5 spots as opposed to 6 spots at every other summit. But it should not be nearly as difficult as, you know, a year ago when people were literally getting so stressed out over campaigning that they like quit campaigning partway through and stuff like that.
That is hard. Like, I think even just like choose run the one time where he didn't make it and he got so close. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was one of the saddest things I've seen, just because of how much money people used.
It was rough. That was easily the toughest voting session, and I think everyone kind of felt like they needed to like pull it back a little bit on the voting in general. After that point, not only the voting but also the campaigning, and so
you know, actually, there's something I'm missing. I think Michael would also be in that realm of like 3, because he like if the crowd is any basis for how badly they want him to go in, I think they would spend a lot of money to get Michael in.
Yeah.
I
actually think, yeah, Michael is kind of in the same realm as Army, where he doesn't have that presence online in terms of streaming or Twitter or anything, but he has such a support. Yeah, he has such a support base in his region that he could easily make it in, and he has the results to back it up as well.
Yeah. Dude, I think Rishi has a real solid shot, honestly, because I feel like he has a decent amount of clout. He has like a lot of homies that would ride with him and try to vote him in and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's like a good commentator. He has like a few 6 sets recently. He can make some waves. But
absolutely.
Summit campaigning is a whole nother dog, dude. It's a whole nother animal. God damn. I have seen people do some shit.
Shit is rough, man. It's super rough. It's stressful too. It's hard to keep up. It's especially when you're like so close to making it in on like, let's say day 1, and then all of a sudden you get sniped and you're back in like, you know, 7th, 8th place. It's like, damn, I already put so much into this and now I have to keep doing this for like another week.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It
really is a lot, dude. It really is a lot. You know, Chillin?
What's up?
You knocked me out the first summit I campaigned. Then summit 1 is between me and you to go to the next level, and then you beat me out.
Shit.
And I'll never forget that, dude. That was one of the few times I might have gotten in as a player. I'll never forget it, Chillin. Why am I doing this show with you?
That's my B. That's my B. No, it's really hard, honestly. And I think for a lot of these, so the reason I put the region on here is because I think in a lot of these cases, it really boils down to the region throwing all of their support behind one player instead of splitting their support between a couple or even 3 players. So
that's a big deal. That's a big deal for sure.
It's huge. So some of these regions, like Midwest is a good example right here. We got KJH and Michael, both fairly likely to make it. But if Midwest is splitting their votes amongst the 2 of them, then it might end up that neither of them makes it in. So
Right.
That's going to be tough regardless. But looking at who else we got here, what do you think of this this highlighted cast here? Who do you think is the most likely to make it in out of the remaining?
I think Magi has a good... I'm basing this all off of the support I see from them.
Right. Well, Magi, we have to keep in mind that in the blurb says, I can't actually make it to the summit, but they sent me an email saying I can opt in, so I'm opting in. I'm probably going to try hard the next summit campaign, so see me then. So
okay.
Magi, I don't think we should even really have in here.
Right.
I'll move to the bottom.
That's... Alright, I didn't know that. Yeah, so... Oh! Armada!
Sudden Armada.
Armada, we miss you. Someone came in my chat today and said, do you think Armada's gonna opt in for Summit?
That would be so funny.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, Mary.
Oh, man.
So out of these remaining, I think actually Moki has a decent shot. I'd put Moki at 5 because Moki is the only Canadian that I think is campaigning. So that obviously helps a lot.
That does matter a lot, dude. Just having one person in your region and have all the votes go for that person definitely matters a lot. Do you think Darktooth and Rishi will compete anything for votes because they're both for Tri-State, or in a different realm? Rishi and Chudat, because they're both MDVA, are they gonna like have any competition amongst each other?
So that's a good question. I think with Rishi, he definitely has MDVA support and he has Tri-State support. With Chu has not been the most popular person within our region for many different reasons. So I think that Chu, that I will not get into right now, Chu, I don't think will have very much regional support, but he has so much fan support. Like, he has so many people that just love Chu in general that he'll do fine in general, which is why I have him at 3 in this ranking. But as far as competition between Chu and Rishi with MDVA support, I don't think there's much. There might be a little bit between Jerry and Rishi, but I think a lot of people kind of feel like Rishi is at that point where, you know, it's time for him to go to Summit. So I think most of MDVA will likely throw the support behind Rishi, if I had to guess. And then that between, makes sense. Yeah. And then between Darktooth and Rishi, it's kind of another little bit of a toss-up, but I think Darktooth has a little decent shot. I would put Darktooth and Jerry both at 6s because they both have a little bit of like potential regional competition. Neither of them have much of a like regional, or not regional, online presence. So they won't have like that, you know, stream capability or that Twitter capability as much as many of these other competitors to put themselves out there.
My bad. The sun is setting, so I needed to readjust the lighting because I was using a lot of natural lighting. My bad.
Oh, I see.
I just dipped. You know what? Peace. This is what you get. This is what you get for beating me out in Summit 1 and taking away my hopes and dreams. I've been where Travioli's been.
Oh man, we've all been there. But yeah, so
dude,
really,
I think Lavingi, I don't know if you mentioned Lavingi, but I think Lavingi also has a decent shot.
Yeah,
because again, it's like his whole region. There's no real like European person here so far. So far, Lavingi could make waves.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking like the only European at the moment who has opted in. So we're kind of just basing this on who has opted in so far, because we can speculate on who's going to opt in, and we might do that in a minute, but at the moment we're just going with who definitely has opted in already.
Right. The one bad part about Europe is that they have to spirit bomb at like 2 a.m. at night because the time differences are so messed up. So that kind of sucks for organizing things in the European region. That being said, it's definitely possible. Yeah. But it's just a lot harder to find people that are willing to stay up at like 4 a.m. for someone.
Yeah. It gets a lot harder in Europe for sure. And Europe has not had the most success in terms of previous voting campaigns. They've gotten ICE in before. Is that it? I think ICE might be the only vote-in that Europe has successfully managed so far. Yeah. As far as what I remember. I know they've gone for Prof a little bit before. They've gone for Triff a little bit before, but I don't think either of them have actually made it in.
Dude, so, if Triff opts in, I feel like he's popular enough of a player that he could make some waves as well.
Yeah. But again, there's multiple aspects of Summit voting. It's not only how popular you are, it's also your online presence in terms of Twitter, streaming. It's also your regional support. Triff has the popularity and the regional support, but he doesn't quite have that online presence. I think go ahead.
Oh, or if you don't have the online presence, you have to have the online presence of like friends of yours or someone that are willing to like go in for you and like retweet everything or help you with your goals. Which is why like Johnny in particular is so strong, I think, just in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny has all three of those things. So again, that's a big three in my opinion: is regional support, online presence, and popularity in general. So as far as popularity in general, S2J has that. Regional support, he has that. Online presence, he has that. That's why he's number 1 on this. And he is easily the most likely to make it in. He's also never failed a summit campaign before, so you know, the odds are definitely in his favor. As far as KJH, he has the regional support, maybe not fully if they split it with Michael, but he has the popularity somewhat, not to the same extent necessarily as S2J, but still a good amount of popularity from KJH for sure. And then he also has a little bit of an online presence as well, like fairly popular stream and fairly popular Twitter. All those things kind of lend themselves to KJH being very likely to make it in. Gatsu, I think, right now has the popularity factor going more so than anything because he had such a good run, including that win over Zain at Big House.
And he plays Falcon.
Absolutely. That's always a big boost, regardless.
Yeah, because honestly, like, None has made it in, Wizzy's made it in, Johnny's made it in. Like, all the top Falcons have made it in, so I really do feel like Gatsu has a... Maybe I'm overstating the value of that. Maybe in this era, people think Falcon is lame.
No, not. I still think there's very much a love for Falcon as far as being a popular character for sure. So I would definitely agree with that Gatsu is greatly benefited with his character choice. And I mean his playstyle too. He doesn't play quite the lameness, quote unquote, of Wizzy, for example. He definitely has a little bit more of an explosive playstyle compared to Wizzy. But either way, I think Gatsu has a decent chance. Also because I think another factor, which is less than the other ones I mentioned, but also matters, is that people who have not been yet get a little bit of a boost just because people want to see new faces at Summit, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was saying Rishi and Chu might have like a little bit harder time, especially Chu. I was thinking, you know, he's been there a couple times, right? He's been there at least a couple times, right?
He's only been once, actually.
He's only been there once?
Yeah.
It feels
he made such an impression. He made such an impression. And I mean, he's made such an impression during campaigning phases as well that a lot of people might think that. But yeah, he's only actually been once, which was last spring. Spring 2017 was the only one he got into.
Why does it feel like he's been at so many summits?
Again, I think it's just because he actively campaigns for so many of them.
Right.
And so he always kind of has a presence in the summit voting.
Right.
So that might be, and then the one summit that he did go to, he had that really funny skit about going Super Saiyan. He beat Mango. You know what I mean? He had a lot of really good wins at that summit and like made it a big impact at that one summit that he went to.
True.
So
True. Oh, and his Mafia games are also really funny.
Yeah, that too. So he had a big impact overall, which of course lends itself well to future summits. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that helps him in this voting, IMO.
Right. And Rishi has been there once before as Chu's coach?
As Amsa's coach. So they were both VGBC at the time, and so he was Amsa's coach then. And that was, I believe, the fall 2017. So last year, around this time, he went as Amsa's coach. And so he had a little bit of presence in the Mafia games and whatnot, but obviously has not been there as a competitor yet. But I think we've all seen, especially recently in the past few months, what Rishi can do, especially with that win over M2K at EVO. And then the win over Pew Pew at Big House along with Lod and... I forget who else. He had another like MDVA opponent, I think, that he defeated before Zain. So,
dude. So how does it work? Because someone mentioned this in chat. How does it work about hacks playing Falcon and then not doing it? How does it work if someone makes a promise for Summit and then they don't fulfill their promise and then they re-opt in for Summit? Do we all, as a community, just like? No? Or is it more like... how does this work? What are... We need some Summit voting rules in place.
We should have some. I don't know where we draw the line, because with hacks, like... I don't know. Hacks had the most egregious example by far, where he just straight up promised a fucking boatload. He had a paste bin of shit that he was going to definitely do if he made it into Summit. And he was like, I'm only going for the first day, and if I don't make it up on the first day, I'm not going to continue campaigning, and I'm never going to campaign again, blah, blah, blah. And yet, he did, as far as I know, he did almost none of what he promised. So, with Hacks, if he campaigned again, I personally would not want to support him. I believe that a lot of other people would feel the same, but he's a popular enough person that he would probably still get a decent amount of support. Right? Like, a lot of people would be like, well, whatever, I still love Hacks Bunny, you know what I mean? So, I think it really is on a case-by-case basis. As far as a bunch of these other people who have campaigned before, I don't know that they really have many unfulfilled promises. Chew is eating all his onions.
Yeah, you know, you're right. I don't think anyone has left any promises unfulfilled. So it's basically maybe just Hacks and maybe like. I think the other one that I can think of is Esam promised to follow everyone back that voted for him and whatnot. Yeah. And then he just unfollowed everyone after everything was done. I was like, shit. All right, well, that's fine, I guess. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right, cool, no problem. Yeah, what's up, Mike? Why don't I opt in? Why don't you opt in? I want to see the return of Mike Hayes. But yeah, as Vish was saying, be wary of potential unfulfilled promises. But I do feel like most people that campaign for Summit generally keep their promises fairly well, and they do a good job of putting on a show and entertaining people in order to get votes. So
yeah, I think if you do well one summit, it like lends you to do better than another summit. You know, like if you show yourself that you're entertaining and whatnot, you're more likely to get into the other summits.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's part of why, as you mentioned, you thought Chew had been to multiple summits, just because he campaigns really well every time. Not necessarily, I don't want to say necessarily really well, but really memorably, at least. Right. To the point where
memorably.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, so that sticks in people's minds. And then we'll see. And then pretty much these top 5 here that I've listed, I think are all very likely to put on a good campaign, be entertaining, like do like funny stuff for votes and stuff like that. And yet, at the same time, like all of these people are they're already the favorites to make it in, even without that campaigning. You know what I mean? Like they have the clout and the notoriety to make it in, but they're also going to be good at campaigning, and that's why they're, in my opinion, the 5 most likely to make it in out of the people who have opted in so far.
The Power 5.
For sure. Going down from there, the biggest 5.
The big 5.
And then I think the most notable thing about those 5 as well is that they all have a pretty strong online presence. As soon as you get below that, you're looking at, Michael, who I've never like seen a tweet from Michael. I don't know if he has a Twitter. He probably does, but I definitely have not seen like a retweet or anything. Army, like on the lesser side in terms of like streaming and Twitter and like just being a big name online. Same with pretty much everyone as you go down this list. That's might be the biggest factor. If just the way this shook out, it kind of lends itself.
It really matters, man, because like just having a larger reach in general is definitely going to help in everything for a voting type thing. Yeah, money and social clout definitely carry the voting. The voting process, and it's similar. It's similar in real life.
All right, Travioli, I'm banning you now. You just haven't shut up about like it's cool, man. Well, hopefully you'll make it. You're not gonna make it, but just shut up. Shit is getting out of hand. But
Travioli still is popping
he's still in there, dude. Like, shut up. It's so annoying. Oh you know what? I'm just gonna delete him from this list.
Damn. Dude, the other, so now we were talking about like social clout and whatnot, and just like the effect if you have like close homies. I think that the Vicious Villa, someone in our house, if they decide to join the voting process, will have a really strong voting experience or a very strong ability to get into Summit based on that. Because we have Hugo, we have Mike, we have Zach, we have me.
Well, Zach's already. Zach
Zach
is not invited yet, right?
He would help. Yeah, Zach is not opting in for sure, but he would help, I would imagine, because the house sticks.
Right. So
and Mike is in chat right now.
Yeah, he is.
I think Mike has a decent shot if he tried to do it. Like, he has the ability to like throw in some diss tracks. He could do a Chillin diss track.
Hey, whoa.
He can do. Hey, whoa. He can make a diss track on anyone he wants.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
That is his power.
Mike has a lot of personality. I think Hugs is the big dark horse here. If he decides to opt in, he's gonna clearly have a great shot. Very organized, amazing online presence. Kind of mediocre gameplay, but that doesn't matter as much.
Second best Samus in the house. Second best Samus in the house. No easy feat, dude. No easy feat. No easy feat.
But yeah, so the Hugo house in general has a lot of pull there. I would like to see, you know, even a Vish run, but
no, dude, a Vish run for the fans,
for the culture,
for the culture. if I had any good wins this year, I would do it. Like that one year where I tried running and Chillin beat me out.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't get it either.
None of us got in, dude.
None of us got in.
We should have pulled all our votes. We didn't know about the Summit meta.
See, that's clearly the meta, and that's again why I bring up like Midwest might need to focus on either KJH or Michael, or you know, Tri-State might need to focus on either Rishi or Darktooth, for example. Some of these regions need to band together and just be like, look, you can get it next time. I have the best chance right now. Let's all focus on me.
True. I agree with that, man. I agree. It's all about the one for all for one.
Absolutely.
It's all about finding that Deku and channeling all your power into him so that he becomes the one for all.
Yeah. That's true. That's the exact truth.
Do you watch Boku no Hero, dude?
No, I don't. That's I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Oh shit! Me and Charlie have talked about starting to watch it though. I've heard it's dope. I actually watched one episode at your house before I left last time because Zach was like, "Yo, do you want to watch Boku no Hero?" And I was like, "What the hell is that?" It's like this super dope anime. Everyone has like a sick power, and like they all just like do cool shit the whole time. It's dope, man.
Oh my god. That's a 10 out of 10 Zach impression, dude.
You like that?
10 out of 10 Zach impression. But you watched one episode, you liked it.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. That's why I was like, I hit up Chelly because Chelly likes watching anime in general, but she hasn't seen it either. So I was like, let's watch this shit. So we're probably gonna start watching that soon. I'll get back to you. I'll go back and watch this first episode of the Vish and Chillin show once I know the anime and be like, that was a hilarious reference, Vish.
It was a sick reference, dude. When you come back and watch this, you're like, oh my god, Vish is a anime comedic genius. Oh my god.
Shit. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I
bet there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna opt in because they're gonna look at this list and they're gonna think what we're thinking. Like, oh my god, there's a chance that I could get in if I just joined in. Like if I was a Mike Hayes or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can do it.
No, absolutely.
Because you can. Honestly, you could.
It's
going to be more stacked tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. It's a fairly wide open voting field at the moment. So this was a nice little breakdown to encourage those that are thinking about it to opt in, it looks like. Because it definitely looks very doable. Again, once you get past like this solid top 5 that we discussed, it starts to get a little bit iffy in terms of notoriety, popularity, online presence, all that good stuff that helps you get into Summit. So yeah, we will see.
And Mike actually had some good skits last time. He did like the cereal thing, and then he did the yelling thing. I thought those were good.
Yeah.
That's the kind of entertainment we need. He was fun on the couch when I commentated with him.
Yeah. Again,
he's all around. Look, I'm gonna vote for the house. All right, the house has clout, and I'm using that clout right now.
Yeah.
If Mike can opt in.
So from my perspective, who I'm supporting, S2J.
Shoot at.
Why don't you relax? Why don't you let me finish my thought? I'm supporting S2J. I'm supporting Rishi, my teammate, with whom I tied Alliance at the most recent Super Major.
Damn.
I tied Alliance. Just saying.
Nice.
Alliance is Armada. Alliance includes Armada.
Whoa, dude, the guy that... You tied with the guy that quit singles for teams, and you tied with him in teams?
He literally was like, you know what? I'm not doing well enough in teams. I need to quit singles in order to get better at teams. And then he tied with me at the next major.
Damn.
Dang.
That's that's impressive.
But also my Team Liquid brethren and my homie Trudad. So also him as well. So those are the people I'm supporting mainly out of the people that have opted in so far. Also, to a lesser extent, Jerry and Bobby Big Balls, who are both MDVA, but I don't believe that they'll necessarily have the push that they need to really make themselves a factor in this voting.
Shit. Yeah, no, you're right. Those are all solid picks, I think, from your list.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm feeling Gatsu, dude. I'm feeling like Gatsu's gonna make a run, and no one else from Florida is there. I feel like he hasn't tried before, if I'm not mistaken. He's got the Falcon power on his side.
Yeah.
And he's done well recently. He is like a pretty fun style to watch.
Yeah.
I think he could do it. I think Rishi and KJH are also really strong choices. Yeah. And then Johnny is obviously the choice just because he's so good.
Yeah. Again, out of the people that have opted in so far, I think Johnny easily has the best chance. But who else? So I made a nice little who else column because I want to discuss in both of our opinions, out of the people who have not yet opted in, who are eligible to do so, who has the best shot to actually get voted in if they do decide to opt in. I think number one I would put is Hugo, honestly.
Hugo Mike Hayes. I hope that they decide amongst them that one of them does it. I think if they both do it, it's going to be a little tougher.
Yeah.
But I think if one of them does it, I think either one of them can get in.
Yeah. For sure.
Westballz?
Westballz, if he does opt in.
I don't know if he's opting in, but
not sure. But as much personality as these three that we've mentioned so far, Hugs, Mike Hayes, and Westballz have, as much online presence, all the factors that we discussed, they have it all, but they're all from the same region, and they're from the same region as S2J. So that's something to keep in mind.
SoCal in general has been like really strong in getting a couple people in.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what they do is they get one person in, and then they use all their power for the second person. It's not like they just give up, you know? So they like have like 3 days of 3 people getting in.
Right.
And Gumby is just getting destroyed or beating on people that entire time.
Gumby's getting fucked up. But yeah, so these three also Cal, but all really strong personalities and, you know, very popular players in general. I would say another one that I've heard is thinking about getting in Slox.
Yeah.
Slox, they're New England traditionally. I mean, New England always has that, you know, that power of coming together and voting someone in. And they've done it several summits in a row. So, if Slox does opt in, I think he's actually one of the favorites to get in for sure. Yeah,
I think any New England people that try to get in usually do because they're really organized. They're super organized, dude. Like, what is it, Matt.Zeb? Matt.Zeb has just like this conglomerate of people. He runs tournaments. He can easily round up like 30, 40 people and make something happen.
He's clearly very good at organizing people.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah. So any New England people can definitely get in. So Slox is a good one because he has not gotten in so far.
Yeah. Another one who I've seen, I'm going a lot of these just based on who's like, because a lot of people have just been going on Twitter like, should I opt in? Thinking emoji. Like, Swedish is one of those people that I saw. Swedish Delight. He actually got voted into the first summit ever, I believe. I think it was the first one. And he has decided not to opt in for any further summits, but I saw him tweet that he might. So Swedish has had an amazing year, including that win over Armada. So might be a factor for sure. Although he would be competing a little bit in region versus like Rishi and Darktooth, you know, if he does decide to opt in.
Look, someone in chat said Vish could get in if he tried. You know what?
It's true.
You know what? Let's go, baby.
He's opting in. Vish is opting in.
No, dude. I remember how stressful. I remember how stressful it was just doing it that first time, and it was just like, ugh, this is annoying. And then I'd have to be better. I think I would opt in at some point in my life if I had better results. That's what's really gonna.
Yeah. That's kind of the conclusion I came to once I stopped opting in. Because when I first decided not to opt in, I was like, look, Chew, you go ahead. You've been doing a little better than me, like, and I don't want to split votes between us. And then the next summit, I was like, I suck now. I don't want to. Dude, I don't want to try to opt
summit
in.
Makes a big deal. Everyone gets better so fast. It kind of it's annoying.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
So if I ever opted in as a player again, I would want to really have the results to back it up, rather than just like be like, well, I'm eligible, opt in, baby. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
because I think it is all about timing. Like, if you opt in every single time, the people who you ask to vote for, you're gonna be like, dude, I already spent like $30 on you like 2 months ago. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. So it's more like you have to pick your timing really well, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see who out of these people ends up opting in. Who else? I mean, Triff could maybe opt in.
Triff could make me opt in.
Trying to think of others that I've seen discuss it.
Let's see.
I mean, SFAT and Pew Pew, but I don't think either of them are really interested in campaigning.
Did Ginger say anything?
Absent Page could opt in, but Ginger, he could. I don't think he said anything. I kind of doubt. I feel like he's going to throw his support behind KJH this time more.
That makes sense.
Because they're homies, you know, and Ginger's already been. KJH has never been. KJH has actually never campaigned before. So I think, again, he has a really good shot. Absent Page, purely based on his skill, has a little bit of a shot, but he has almost no online presence. He has almost no, like, major fan base.
And I can't imagine getting on, like, the commentary couch. I would love to see it, by the way. I think it would be really cool to pick at his mind and see what he's thinking at every given moment, and just, like, how he thinks about the game. I think that would be awesome, but I don't know how, like, entertaining would be, for example, you know?
Yeah,
it would be pure gameplay that gets him in, like you said. So
100%. So yeah, I kind of feel like he might have been banking on, you know what? He might be banking on that last Mango spot, which is another important thing to consider.
Oh, yeah,
there is
for sure.
one more qualifying spot available literally the week before Summit, which is pretty crazy. Oh yeah, Fiction is a big one that I did not mention, because Fiction has also posted about potentially opting in.
Fiction has, like, been definitely more vocal on Twitter recently. I think he could definitely make some strides there. He makes some content as well, so he'd be able to, like, use that as incentives for anything that he would want to do in terms of voting. So Fiction is actually a decent choice for sure.
Yeah, not bad at all. And just with the gameplay, again, we talked a little bit about this at Big House. Absent Page and Fiction are kind of similar players in that they're both, like, they're both very much on the come up this year, and they both have very, like, optimized Fox play styles, very tech skill heavy, very by the book, what you're supposed to do in every given situation. But Fiction actually has a personality behind that, whereas Absent Page is very quiet, does not really say much, doesn't seem to be much there in terms of what he could do at Summit outside of the tournament itself.
For sure.
So,
man. Who are some other opt-ins?
Potential opt-ins. It's hard to
I'm just kind of going through a list of smashers, and it's coming up short. I don't think.
PPU and SFAT again, probably not though, because they don't like campaigning. The rest of these guys that I listed above PPU and SFAT, I could see opting in. I don't see PPU and SFAT opting in.
No, I think they literally tweeted saying that they won't be opting in. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that makes sense. And so another one, Lucky has also said previously, I think, that he would never opt in again. That's probably
Because that's
Probably
a big
not.
amount of money. Like someone dropped like 11K on him.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Shroomed.
I want to see someone come out of the woodworks, dude. Like a drug fox or something. Just
That would be crazy.
who's been relatively quiet in terms of like competing or on social media and whatnot. I would love to see some just come out and I'm campaigning. I think those kind of people would probably have a lot of momentum going for them because it's like, oh my god, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
Dude,
for sure.
Someone mentioned Silent Wolf in the chat. If Silent Wolf ever opted in, 100% he would get in.
Wait,
I would
Silent Wolf
spend
already
my-
went to one, didn't he? Or did he not?
Yeah, yes,
he did,
he
right?
has.
Okay.
Yeah, he has.
For sure. But yeah, I think if he made a surprise comeback and opted in, not that, again, you have
So
to consider that you have to be eligible. I don't think at this point Silent Wolf is eligible.
Oh yeah. Right. Ah shit.
It's not like anyone can opt in.
Oh man, you're right. You can't just have we can't have Isaiah just opt in. Isaiah
Can
should
you
be allowed
imagine?
to opt in, all right?
Isaiah would easily win in the voting.
But he should be allowed
Easily.
to opt in. Are you telling me if he legitimately came and asked that we would put up a stink? I think we would twist the rules around to let that guy enter, right? We have to.
I would be down. I would support this cause for sure.
We have to. He could be the one exception. I think everyone would be fine with that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. None is another possibility, but I've already seen him say he's not going to because he wants to put the support behind Moki. Very respectable move. For sure.
Nice.
Um,
Someone is tweeting at me about Travioli.
oh, God.
I see it.
Travioli, you're making a strong case to never get into Summit. I will purposely campaign against whoever is close to you in the voting just to put them past you. You're annoying as shit, dude. This is not how you campaign.
Oh.
This is not how you campaign.
Oh, God.
Might be a annoying as shit. Good God. But, yeah, so I'm kind of running out of people that I can think of, but out of these, I think they're already, roughly ordered in likelihood. I think Fiction should be a lot higher.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Fiction actually has a real strong shot, and I think he's the type of player, the type of person, I should say, on Twitter, where if there are certain people already voted in, he would just be like, you know what? I can beat this guy. And he already has that rivalry with Bananas, sort of, where he's legitimately like, I don't think you're that good, he said on Twitter, and he thinks the ICs are bad. So I think people would want to see that maybe happen again.
Yeah.
I think there's always fun when there's players beefing.
Right.
To me, anyway, I enjoy watching.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
like low key beef. Nothing's gonna happen. They're gonna play each other, and then they're gonna talk on Twitter, and then that's the end of it. So it's like acceptable beef that it's fine.
Yeah,
so
no,
I
I
think,
mean, as much animosity as he brings to the community, he's doing it on purpose to try to rile people up in a productive way, almost where he wants to light a fire under people's asses so that they get better.
That.
I like it too.
I kind of enjoy that.
I like it too. You know what? Funny little anecdote. After I released the diss track on Leffen and got 5-0'd, a few days later on Facebook, I saw Fiction post a status without even tagging me or anything. I just happened to see the status where he was like, man, I actually really like the Chillin diss track. I like that kind of, that rivalry, that talking shit, that building it up between people, and I think that's really good for the community. And this was back in 2015, so now that he's finally back in full force, he's really bringing that to the table.
Dude, Chillin diss track added so much value to the community, dude. Legitimately, it added so much value to the community. I think just having a little not anger, but a little bit of beef within some of the top players. So every time you see them, you're like, oh, this is that storyline that's progressing. I wonder what's gonna happen today. Yeah. That's just dope.
It makes it way more interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Salty Sweets were some of the best things that I've seen. Is Salty Sweets. I think they added so much. There's some of them, even if it turned out a little cringy, some of them where they were talking shit was a little cringy. I enjoyed that. That was funny. That's just
it's part of it. It's part of it. We all kind of know that we're not necessarily the most outgoing social community of people in the world overall, like on average. So a little bit of that cringe, it kind of almost adds to it. Like,
yeah, I think so.
This is what we expect from the community.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
Like putting Taffo on the roast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, well.
I think it added so much, dude. I think the roast also was like another great event for the community. Because after the roast, I noticed everyone just like talking shit just a little bit more, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone was just shit talking just a little bit more in general.
Oh, absolutely.
And I like that.
I like it too. It's bringing a little spice back to the community. A little bit of spice.
Yeah. We need that spice.
Oh, absolutely. it's very good.
We need some spice, dude. Otherwise we're just like, cool, nice game, guys, good game. You should have shined me 4 seconds ago, and maybe it wouldn't work. we can't all be hugging after every set. That's not what we want in a competitive environment. Tell me that like HBox like pumping his chest after Genesis was not like a kind of a dope moment in Melee.
Oh, absolutely. That shit was hilarious.
That shit was sick.
Yeah, for sure.
It was funny. It was funny, and I thought for some reason when I see people out of character like that or just like super amped up, it is kind of funny. But it's also like, oh shit, this is kind of sick in terms of
it's the entertainment value.
Storyline. Yeah, storylines. Like every time I see Left and HBox play, I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen this time?
Yeah.
Who is gonna be the King Kong this time?
Right. No, for sure. But we'll see who further opts in to the summit. But it looks like so far we've broken it down in terms of who has opted in. Again, these are our 5 favorite picks to make it in out of who has opted in so far. And I think a lot of people would probably agree it's fairly clear cut. But again, you never know. I remember when Blea Jello got in, I thought he had next to no chance, but he just rallied the troops so well, got the region behind him. So
I think like some of the players, like specifically Michael and maybe like Lavingi or something like that. There's going to be like a couple of those players that are going to sneak in where we didn't expect them to. I think Michael's going to be that pick for me this time, where they just like their region is just going to get their back so hard that we're not going to see it coming. Did you replace my camera?
I had to put the music paused for some reason. It pulled a Netflix where it was like, "Are you still watching?" Yes, I'm still watching.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh man.
No, yeah. There's a lot of dark horses in here who could definitely make a run, but a lot of these people are definitely gonna get much more nervous if any of these guys on the side here opt in, which I think there's a decent shot that at least a couple of these guys will end up opting in. So the summit race, voting race, should be very interesting, especially because, again, only 5 spots this time. Every other time it's been 6 spots.
Right.
So we will see, man.
Yeah. I think a lot of these players are also going to be trying to come to the Mango. And I think the Mango is also a good spot where someone's going to get in, or they can show off how entertaining they are on the couch if they choose to do so. Yeah. Kalindi's in chat saying, "Let's beef, Rishi." You know what?
You guys should beef.
I would like that beef. Talk a little shit.
That would be a good beef, honestly. Yeah. Except for they're just such nice guys. You guys need to just stop being so nice, and then it would be a more believable beef. If you guys need either of you to write a diss track on the other, hit me up. Hit me up. I got you. We can do it on the low. I won't even say that I wrote it. You can pretend you wrote it. We got it.
And then when Chillin says he wrote it, he's actually going to give it to Neo to write it for you. the double ghostwrite.
You know what, Vish? When we were talking about spice earlier, I had such a temptation to be like, just like my mom's butter chicken. But I didn't. I held back.
You missed a chance.
I held back. God damn it, Vish. God damn it.
Dude. I'm sorry, dude.
I thought we were homies. The Vish and Chillin show is canceled.
No. Bring it back, dude. Bring it back, baby.
Oh shit.
All these people could write a diss track about you, is what Kalindi is saying, and you know what?
That's true.
That's not a horrible idea.
That would actually work out pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I would be down. I would diss each of you individually. I would write a individual diss track for every single fucker on that track. I dare you guys.
Oh,
dare
tell
you
him.
guys.
I'll do backup, dude.
I have so much dirt on this fucker. Oh, let's go, Vish. I'm gonna feature Vish on a track soon. You guys don't know.
I'll be that guy that repeats your line with like emphasis, you know? I'm not lawful.
Yeah.
Lawful.
The ad-libber. I like it.
I'll be that guy that just like adds a little bit to your stuff, dude.
Oh man. Oh shit. But
I do want to see some beefs. I think some beefs would be good.
I think the beefs will help out for sure. Fiction needs to pick some fights. He seems like the most ready to beef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kalindi's right. Kalindi said Vish loves me too much. You know, if you diss Kalindi on your track, I might boo you.
Wow. Wow. I would only diss Kalindi if he dissed me first. Same with Rishi.
Oh, I see.
Same with Rishi. But ball's in their court.
Ball's in their court. But what if they wanted you to diss them because it would increase their value in the summit run?
Ooh.
What if it was a favor? What if it was
a compliment track?
Like Hugo asked us to roast him, right? So what if
That's true.
you go to them or they come to you and they're like, please make a diss track about me, Chillin. I think it would help me out a lot.
You know what? It would be on a case-by-case basis. If Rishi or Kalindi asked me that, probably. If Travioli asked me, absolutely not. So it's case-by-case. We'll see.
Travioli is... He's done, dude.
Travioli is canceled. Good God. This guy would not shut up. Yeah.
Kalindi says, keep your diss. Ooh. That sounds like a diss to me, dude.
I might write it now anyway.
That sounds like a diss to me, dude.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, he said, just do a run, you pussy.
Dang.
Kalindi coming in hot. And Rishi's jumping on it.
Wow.
In for a run. Damn.
Rishi, after I carried you to top 5? Wow.
Do you know that Chillin refused to do anything with me party-wise during his top 8 run at Big House? He refused, dude.
Tell him, Vish. Vish was like, yo, let's get all fucked up. And I was like, Vish, Rishi is counting on me.
Yeah.
He needs me. He really needs me.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah, Rishi. He was like, you know what, Vish? I have to take it on hold. I would never do that to my boy Rishi.
Exactly. That's specifically what happened. And then we got top 5. We tied with Armada. That's all that needs to be said.
Tying with Armada is something I would put on my gravestone. Here lies Chillin' Dude, tied with Armada. That's
a great gravestone, actually.
Damn! Holy shit! Really? Damn.
That's really good.
I'll take it.
I think that's literally going to be my gravestone. Not even mine. Courtesy of Vish. Oh man. But yeah, so there it is, our breakdown of the Summit opt-ins. Again, this is not anywhere near a final list. I believe there's one more day to opt-in, which I think is tomorrow. So if you're eligible, keep that in mind. You got one more day.
Yo, Kalindi is talking some heat in chat. You guys timed with UGS. Teams is a joke. That's a diss on you. That's a diss on Armada.
That was a diss on everybody.
That's a diss on an entire subsection of Melee.
Wow. I would say that too if I had Kalindi's placements in teams.
Oof.
That's all I'm going to say. So, but there it is. That's pretty much all we got for the first episode of the Vish and Chillin' Show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please give us whatever feedback you guys want to do so in chat right now. But on Twitter would be really good if you at either and or both of us. Let us know. Both of us. Let us know what you guys thought of this first episode. We'll probably have much better production, much better structure to future shows so that they don't last 2 hours bullshitting about nothing.
Dude, we had a hot 260 viewers the entire time, dude. That's pretty solid.
Oh, true. I actually haven't been able, I have too much shit on my screen. I haven't been able to see the view count. Let's go. That's pretty good.
Don't worry. I've been keeping track. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think people like this kind of content where we're just chilling. We're just Vish and chilling.
Vish and chilling.
Yeah, we will upload it. Nishio will upload it onto YouTube. I think on Chillin's channel, because it has more subscribers than mine. And I think at some point we're gonna do back and forth where it'll happen on my channel.
Yeah. So 100% exclamation point Vish, guys. Please follow Vish's channel and his Twitter if you don't already. He has only recently started streaming, but he already has the best stream in his house. So that should go to show that he's really out here, and we are gonna definitely do this show on his channel in the future as well. We're gonna probably start alternating. So aiming to make it a weekly thing, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think overall it went pretty decently. You guys let us know what we can improve on, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, it had a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Vish, thank you very much for doing the show with me.
Thank you, Chillin. Chillin, you're one of my favorite human beings ever.
No, you. I love Vish.
No, dude, you're a good guy.
I love it.
I was watching. If you guys haven't seen it, look up. What is it? What is that old ass interview of you, Chillin?
Oh, the Getting Schooled 2 montage.
Getting School 2 montage of Chillin.
Yeah, the latter half of the video has an interview of me at like
He's literally been roasting people
15.
since 2006. He's been roasting these dudes since 07.
I've been stomping Dreffin since 07.
Stomping Dreffin since 07.
Yeah.
I knew there was a line. Dude.
Nice.
I knew there was a line. But yeah, man. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you, Chillin, for organizing all this and getting out and whatnot. Thank you, man. Appreciate
you. Dude, absolutely. Thanks for coming on, and we'll talk about future episodes. Let's make it happen, dude.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm sure Chillin is going to keep streaming because there's no reason to lose these viewers. Chillin, don't lose these viewers.
No, I'm going to keep streaming for sure.
As long as you keep using exclamation point Vish.
Exclamation point Vish. Follow his Twitch and his Twitter. Cat for the culture. Shout out to Mew. Shout out to Mew.
Shout out to Mew.
All right.
Yeah, just exclamation point Vish throughout the night for your boy.
For sure. Thanks again, Vish, for joining me, and we will see you guys next week, hopefully, for another edition of the Vish and Chillin' Show.
Peace, guys.
Later, homie.
Later, dog.
How the fuck do I end this call?